Hey guys, Mr.Gamma here once again, and today I want to show you my 15 by 15 redstone lamp based monitor thingy display. Now this design, I originally got this from Mr.Gamma, although it has been modified from his, particularly in the pixels and in the pixel modifier thingies. You'll see. You can see I've marked up the three main parts of this in iron blocks, diamond blocks, and gold blocks. So, what's so special about this? It just powers all these lights. What's special about it is that you can basically program it to do different things. If I turn this off, you'll see that it depowers that. If I hit the second one, I have another one already programmed in. Just sort of like a slightly deformed creeper face. So, yeah, and looking back here, this doesn't look particularly simple, I know. It's really not that bad. It's like a relatively simple chunk, and there's just like 5 of them in a row. Each pixel is a 3 by 3 square, so as you can see here, or you can't really see it by, let me just turn this on. It's set up in 3 by 3, so you're not going to get one light powered on by itself. They come in like 9 at a time. You get what I mean. So I'm going to get to explaining on how this works. So here is one of the pixels. I brought it out of this thing. And the only reason I have these lamps inside is to show you that when you turn it on, it doesn't actually power these extra ones, as you can see here. Just a 3 by 3 area. These are tileable, which means they can all sit next to each other. They don't power each other. There are no problems. This here is similar in some ways to Mr.Gamma's design, but there are a couple things I changed. So, as you can see, none of these side ones are actually powered, which is the goal of this. We only want this 3 by 3 square on. And how this works, first of all, a repeater facing into the center block will power all 5 of these in like a cross shape, as it powers this block and powers through it into all the blocks touching it. Now for the corners, what we have on the top, this redstone torch setup here, the same one that's actually powering that repeater, is also powering these torches. When this torch is powered, it will turn off, which allows this torch to activate, powering the block directly in front of it. So that's how the top ones work, and the bottoms are even more simple. This redstone piece here is powering that block, which causes these two sticky pistons to extend, pushing redstone blocks onto the, side here, powering these two bottom ones. So that is one of the pixels, as you can see here. I'm going to get you can't really see all of it from any angle. Basically, this right here is the main body of it. This is powering all that. Then here, this block has 3 redstone torches on it, on all sides, except for this one, powering into these 2 blocks and that redstone. Repeaters here. By the way, you'll notice there are a ton of repeaters here. Mr.Gamma's design actually used comparators instead of repeaters. I decided to use repeaters just because in a survival situation, it would be cheaper because you don't require any quartz. But, yeah, that's the only reason I did it. And they actually cause, as long as you keep them on 1 tick, the same amount of delay as a comparator. So, yeah, essentially, guys, what was I about to say? All of these repeaters, this thing is full of them. Every single one has to be on 1 tick. Don't make them any longer than that. So then all that's left here is to power this block. You would shut off this redstone, which would shut off the repeater and the pistons. It would also cause these torches to power, powering these repeaters, powering these torches, causing them to shut off. So if you run power into this block right here, this iron block, then it will shut down the entire thing. So I have a little NOT gate here, so when it's not powered, it's off. And when it is powered, it is on. I'm not going to be doing a tutorial on one of these simply because it's massive. You can do these smaller or larger if you feel like it. I just did 15 by 15 because it seemed like a pretty okay number. Anyways, So that is the iron part. That's just the pixels. The diamond part here is what's actually controlling which ones are powered. Hold on. Sorry guys, that was my phone that just went off in the middle of me speaking. So here, how this works, basically, for every level, there are two different things we have, so there are two different blocks thick. Each frame is only like 1 block thick, which is really cool. But I'm going to look at the back one. This is actually the creeper face one. So, any place that you don't want it powered, put a repeater or a comparator. Any place that you want it powered, put a piece of redstone. That way when the signal comes over here, powers this block, this repeater will not be powered. But if it powers this block, this redstone will be powered. If that makes any sense. I hope it does, because I can't really go into much more detail than that. You'll notice that I put redstone dust here, and just 2 repeaters here. The reason for that is because the more redstone dust you have instead of repeaters, the faster it'll work. But you have to do it like every other one, because the redstone dust would connect up here and would cause issues. So you can alternate like redstone dust repeater, 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 redstone dust repeater, repeater, repeater. You get the picture. So that is basically the diamond part. I'm not going to do any tutorial or anything on it. Once again, if that should be enough explanation. So let's move on to the final part. The gold part, quite simply, is just a redstone torch tower. That's literally it. You can pretty much see how to build it just from looking at the screen right now. Just take it all the way up. Make sure that the non-powered torches are on this side. At the bottom, you'll see I put these ones here to make sure that I put these ones off to the side instead of here, so that they'd be easier to power. And I was going to do something here that is somewhat complicated. But anyways, yeah. The final thing I want to show you about this, or actually, no, not the final thing, there's one more thing, is that I've built this system here so that if both of them are powered, it will shut down the creeper face. So watch, if I turn on our smiley face, that works fine. Turn on the creeper face, that also works fine. Turn on the smiley face and the creeper face at the same time, and the creeper face will automatically be taken out because this comparator is powered from the side. Now, this is what would happen if that system wasn't in place. So, yeah, it doesn't break the system, it just kind of mixes the images together, which if you want that, go right ahead and do that, because that's might be somewhat interesting. The final thing I want to do is I actually want to show you how to add one of these frames in. So first we're just going to run our redstone line over, and I'm going to build another one of these systems by doing that, that, and that. And what kind of design should we do? Just make a big circle, I guess, right, around the outside, just for simplicity's sake. So we're going to come out here. I'm actually going to put this there so that we have enough signal strength. And I'm going to have to do repeater. So, because if these redstones start, like the redstone does connect like that, we're going to have issues. So we need to make sure they don't. So I'll just do this. And now you want to work on your diamondy thing here. So the first thing you're going to do is basically copy this whole thing block for block. Just make sure that every single block has another one extended out like that. And obviously, guys, you can use whatever blocks you want for this, as long as they're not redstone blocks or really anything to do with redstone. Basically, you just have to be able to use the system. It just any solid block, really, other than a redstone block. Just like the elevator, you do not have to build this out of diamond, iron, and gold. The only reason I did those different colors was to show you better what all the different parts separately. You can use all the same block. You can use, oh, better put that back on 1. It doesn't really matter what timing they're set to, but the lower the timing, the faster it'll work, so, you know. Okay, so now this whole thing's been extended out. This will be easier to do this. What you're going to do, start at the top, go repeater, And the last one was 2 repeaters, so now we can do redstone dust repeater, like that. Yeah, you see the thing, it alternates. This one's just all repeaters, and this one is redstone dust, repeater, redstone dust, etc., etc. So then redstone dust, repeater, redstone dust, repeater, redstone dust, repeater, like that. You're going to put that on every single one of these levels, so repeater, redstone dust, repeater, redstone dust, repeater, and go all the way down. Okay, so now that you have all these repeaters and redstone on all levels, you'll notice there's nothing in these holes here. And that is now what you're going to do. You will see each one of these is lined up with one of these pixels. Everywhere you want a pixel on, place a piece of redstone dust. So we're trying to make a big circle around the outside. So every outside one is going to have redstone dust on it. Like that. And we need 1, 2, and 3. And you can't leave these empty, otherwise any frames behind it won't work. So after you've filled in all the ones that you want powered with redstone dust, fill in all of the other ones with repeaters, preferably with no ticks on it. So like I said, it doesn't really matter, but the fewer ticks there are, the faster this thing's going to work. Another thing to note, the more frames you add, the slower it's going to be. So you can add technically as many as you want. You could go on forever and have all the different frames you want for this thing, all the different possible images. But once again, the more you do, the slower it's going to work, because the further away they are, the more repeaters they have to go through. May also generate a fair amount of lag, so you can go, once again, as far as you want. I would recommend probably a maximum of maybe 5 to 10, but do 500 of them for all I care. It's your build, not mine. So, now this diamond part's complete, the only thing left to do is this torch tower. And once again, just like on the diamond thing, copy it block for block, extending this whole thing out like this. Now, the order you place the torches in are kind of important. You don't want a one-tick pulse going through this thing, so you're going to want to put the ones on that are facing it first, like this, and this one. Then you put in him. Wait. Okay. So then you're going to do the outside like this, just like that, and finally place in your final torch, and you should hear and see that will shut it all down, and this thing should now be functional. Let's see what we have. Why didn't that work? Oh. Awkward moment. Okay. Let's see. Why is nothing powered on the bottom? Oh. Do not forget to put things in, guys. You miss one piece and it won't work properly. So yeah, just like we planned, we have a circle around the outside, and actually, the very middle one, let's replace, I think this is the middle one, with redstone dust, so that we get a target. So there you have it, guys. That is how this thing works. Feel free to build it. You can even build it in survival if you want, because it is survival friendly, but I would imagine that would take a very long time. So anyways, thank you all for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next video.